You were taught to be virtuous, compassionate, ever helpful, generous without expectation, to pardon unconditionally. And you trusted their words. You assumed your kind-heartedness would save you, that it would grant you peace, make the world witness your compassion, honor your kindness, protect your spirit. Yet here you are, broken, drained, and forgotten. Your compassion never kept you safe. It left you exposed. It was your vulnerability laid bare, an unhealed wound left uncovered. You stretched your soul to rescue them all. They just got better at taking. The more you offered, the swifter they consumed. You kept quiet. They took charge. You gave room. They claimed ground. You remained faithful. They exploited it. And you named that goodness. What you perceive as righteousness, I recognize as the refusal to see truth's sharp edges. You call it nobility. I call it vulnerability. Because the world doesn't care about noble intentions. It hinges on authority, supremacy, the quiet laws of those who unlearned mercy. Here's a truth no saint would admit. Your virtue is not adored. It's calculated, balanced on life scales, tested, and if deemed too gentle, devoured without remorse. You assume others will reciprocate your behavior, but they won't. Their actions toward you depend on what you tolerate. You let people disrespect you, calling it tolerance. You take on problems that aren't even yours. You ignore your gut feeling just to pretend everything is peaceful. But they notice. They feel it. They see your kindness hiding weakness, and it makes them happy because you've made things easier for them. No pushing, no tricks. You handed it to them yourself, all because you wanted to be nice. Here's the truth. Being good has no value if you're weak. A peaceful lion is respected. A peaceful lamb gets eaten. If you want to help people, start by helping yourself. Strengthen your thoughts. Control your kindness. Be careful with your mercy. Use it wisely, like a sharp tool. Because if you don't set limits, your goodness can be used against you. The people around you may not be bad, but they will take advantage if they can. If you stay careless, people will come and steal from you. That's not them being disloyal. It's you being careless. So what should you do? Be smart. Stay kind but hard to figure out. Give freely, but keep people guessing. Forgive, but always remember the facts. Pay attention to everything. Hold on to every detail, not out of anger, but because you're protecting yourself. Real strength comes from knowing when to stop giving in. You don't need to turn cruel, but you do need to grow wiser. Goodness can have a bad side, not because being good is bad, but because good people who don't know better can make it harmful. You believed it would protect you, but kindness doesn't protect anyone. Only power does. And the strongest person isn't the one shouting, raging, or scaring others. It's the one who smiles knowing everything, sees the danger coming, refuses without regret, helps only when it benefits them, and forgives only if it's useful. He's beyond good. He's unstoppable, and you must become that too. The world has enough kindness. What it needs is people who can handle it without falling apart. So stop, breathe, and remember, if being good takes away your self-respect, your calm, your energy, or your time, then it's not kindness anymore. It's just you losing yourself. And the world doesn't remember those who sacrifice everything. It leaves them behind. Stand out. Be kind but strong. Be smart in how you love. Keep your limits firm. And when they see you're not weak, not easy to figure out, they'll stop saying you're just nice. You'll be labeled as something much worse. respected. You believe enemies warn you before they attack. You imagine evil is easy to spot. Sharp teeth, claws, angry faces. But the worst ones don't show it. They grin. They stay close. They flatter you. They say you're good. They say you're innocent. While you think you're doing the right thing, they're figuring out how much you'll take. They push to see how far you'll stretch. They notice how fast you let things go. They know the pattern of your quietness because when a good person stays silent, evil sees it as permission. You confused excitement with real danger and calmness with true security. Here's a harsh fact. The deepest betrayals don't come from evil people. They come from those who saw your kindness and turned it into a weapon. You believe you're improving things, but they just see you making their work simpler. They don't have to plot. They don't have to deceive. You give them control without them even trying. You happily help before they request it. You ignore the warning signs, and you stay polite when you should just leave. And then what? They change the rules. Your kindness turns into something they demand. Your forgiveness lets them think it's okay. You end up just serving their feelings. The sad part? They don't realize they're taking advantage of you. For them, it's just how things are. You made them see it that way. They believe he helps every time. He never leaves. He doesn't argue. They ignore your kindness. Instead, they watch your behavior, and any behavior can be manipulated. So, let me ask, what does your kindness actually take from you? Your time? Your effort? Even your peace of mind? Or worse, your true self? You've hidden behind goodness so much that you don't even notice the knife they stuck in your side. But hey, I won't make you stop being nice. I'll tell you to be fiercely kind without holding back. Being always there for others leaves you with no strength. There's nothing good in praising yourself. Real strength isn't about giving. It's about picking the right people to give to. Don't give your time to those who waste it. Don't waste time justifying yourself to people who've already decided not to understand you. Don't give loyalty to those who won't value it. You don't have to be the solution for everybody. You're meant to lead your own path. To have peace, you must first be strong. Don't treat your heart as free if you want to be valued. Before you stay loyal, see if they'll stay loyal to you. If you don't check who people really are, you'll help your enemies without knowing, and they won't even feel bad. Why would they? You never refused. You never stood firm. You never set boundaries. You were so busy being nice, you stopped being wise. This is the change. Be nice, but don't give it freely. Make them deserve it. Give, but think about what you get back. Be friendly, but let your eyes show strength. Forgive, but always remember how they betrayed you. Turn your kindness into strength, not a flaw. Let it lift you up, not break you down. And when they see they can't control you anymore, that your grin hides a plan, they'll think twice. They'll say, you've become someone new, good. So now, people can't guess what you'll do. So now, you don't give kindness without a reason. So now, you're turning into someone the world truly values. Far from holy, not a hero. Not someone to die for you, just power. And power doesn't bleed for those who don't deserve it. Mercy is the greatest virtue of good people. Some say it's what makes humans different from animals, that only the powerful can afford to be merciful. But here's the ugly truth. Showing mercy to those who don't deserve it isn't kindness. It's a weapon, and you're the one pointing it at yourself. Each time you tell them, It's all right to someone who did it on purpose. You're just repeating the same pattern. They didn't improve. They just learned how far they can push you. They saw your boundaries don't mean anything, that you'll give up your self-respect just to avoid conflict. So tell me, how often have you ignored someone's tricks just to avoid looking rude? How many times have you let things go too soon, thinking it would fix everything? That isn't kindness. That's ruining yourself. Showing mercy without thinking is like slowly killing yourself. I've watched great kingdoms fail, not because they were weak, but because they were kind to the wrong people. An enemy scared of your anger will hesitate, but the one who expects your forgiveness will stab you harder every time you say sorry. These people aren't wicked like you think. They stay silent. They act nice. They'll say sorry and cry, but never do things differently. Why? Because they aren't afraid to lose you. You're always available, too quick to forgive, too weak just to seem kind. You're losing self-respect trying to look good. This is the truth they kept from you. Be careful with your kindness. Give it sparingly. Make people work for your respect. Don't give it freely. Love should be earned, or it becomes worthless. Mercy isn't for everyone. It's a weapon, not a gift. Only show it when someone proves they're sorry through actions, not words. Never offer mercy before proving your strength. If you're kind without power, they'll see it as weakness. And weakness attracts enemies. In leadership, in control, in living, if you can't enforce, you can't defend. And if you can't defend, others will crush you. You learned that mercy shows you're righteous. I say too much mercy leaves you helpless. Let me make this clear. If a person deceives you once, call them out. If they break your trust, walk away for good. If they don't value your time, stop letting them have it. You decide when to forgive. Not because you feel guilty, not because they pressure you, not because of their sad stories, and definitely not because you're scared of what others think. Love with eyes open, not blind. Forgive when it's right, not just because you always do. This isn't being cruel. It's about staying alive. Actually, it's what's fair, because if a snake bites you and still feed it, you're not just hurt anymore. You're asking for it. Forgiveness is beautiful when given at the right time. But too much of it turns toxic. It ruins your self-respect, your energy, your calm, your drive. You waste years helping those who hope you never rise. You bleed for those who'd watch you drown. And why? Just to seem kind. So no one calls you heartless? Let them talk. Let them say you're heartless. Let them fear your silence. Let them wonder if you're still the easy target they once controlled. Because you're not. Now you know the rules. You've learned kindness alone won't win. You have to be smart. And being smart means choosing when and who to show mercy. So starting now, keep this in mind. Mercy isn't your first move. Mercy is your tool. And only smart people know when to use it and when to hold back. Don't give what no one deserves. Don't make excuses for bad behavior. Don't confuse weakness with being nice. Your purpose of life isn't to always forgive. Your purpose is to create something amazing, and that begins with respecting yourself. Because when you stop letting people take advantage of your kindness, they can't hurt you anymore. Instead, they'll fear you. Here's a harsh truth. Kind people are the easiest to control, not because they're foolish or weak, but because they badly want to trust the good in others. They long for peace. They hope for justice. And in that hopeful dream, they fail to see the truth. They keep trusting people who only take advantage. They ignore warning signs until everything is ruined. They believe, if I stay kind, they'll change one day. But that's not reality. The world doesn't operate on morals. It works on control, strength, and how others see you. And here's the painful truth. The nicer you seem, the more at risk you are. People won't test you to respect your calmness. They'll do it to see how far they can push you. They won't appreciate your generosity. They'll just keep taking more. If you say yes because you care, they hear, I can demand more. If you forgive because it's the right thing, they think, I won't face any backlash. If you stay loyal because you're devoted, they believe no matter what I do, they'll never leave. And that's how the trouble starts. Kind people often end up with cruel ones. The more you give, the more selfish people flock to you. Truthful ones draw in liars. Why? Because being good but naive makes you easy prey. They won't attack suddenly. That would spoil their plan. They'll see how patient you really are, take advantage of your kindness, drain you bit by bit while pretending to be a friend, family, a lover, or someone who needs you. And when you react, they'll tell you you're exaggerating, that you're too emotional, that you got it wrong. And because you believe in good, you'll question yourself before ever doubting them. This is the trick of manipulation. It doesn't have to control you completely. It only has to make you question your gut feeling. And good-hearted people? They usually choose to trust others, even when unsure. Let me be clear. Giving the benefit of the doubt is what manipulators use like money. It gives them more time. It helps them twist their lies. It keeps them close to you as they slowly break you down while you keep thinking your kindness will change them. But this isn't about right or wrong. It's about their game, and you need to play smart. Your compassion is truly inspiring. But in a cruel world, it can also be a weakness if you're not strong enough to protect it. You need to be strong, not mean, not unfair, but able to stop things when they go against you. Be kind on purpose, not just because it's what you always do. Show mercy only to those who truly deserve it, not those who take advantage. Be soft inside, but unbreakable in strength. Learn to spot people who only want to take from you. Not everybody has earned your compassion. Some need space, and some aren't worth a single word. And a few should just watch as you walk away without a reason. Because nothing terrifies a manipulator more than a good person who finally learns their worth. You don't have to stay loyal to people who take advantage of you. You don't have to explain yourself to those who manipulate you. And you don't have to keep being nice to those who bring you only trouble. The hidden danger of being good isn't just getting hurt. It's letting yourself keep getting hurt because you think you have to. But no, you need to guard yourself first. If you break down, you won't have any kindness left to give. From today, stay kind, but make your limits clear. My heart is soft, but not silly. My love is strong, but not stupid. I give freely, but I'm not yours to use up. Once you get that balance right, no one can harm you. People stop messing with you. The users and tricksters disappear. Why? Because they see your kindness isn't weak anymore. You've shown them you're kind, but not a fool. That's the goodness people admire. That's the goodness that never fades. Let me finish by saying a harsh truth. Too much kindness with no limits doesn't just allow evil, it creates it. To find where evil spreads quickest, look not in battlefields, jails, or shadows. It grows in gentle places where kindness has no limits. in homes where one bleeds out for family, in friendships where loyalty means self-betrayal, in relationships where one keeps giving and the other takes without guilt. Evil doesn't come with a loud shout. It slips in through gaps left by too much trust. It grows when people stay quiet to avoid upsetting others. It feeds on those who'd rather die than draw a line. Tell me, how many monsters were born not by harshness, but when good people stayed silent? How many controllers grew because no one ever stopped them? How many cruel people got stronger because good people kept forgiving? How many liars got better because honest people kept trusting them? Every bully starts by pushing limits and finding none. That's the ugly truth no one wants to hear. Your silence lets others do as they please. Your kindness can be used against you. Always saying yes gives the wrong person the power to ruin things. You believe you're doing the right thing. You think you're being kind, but by staying quiet and hurting inside, you're creating a monster piece by piece. And when everything falls apart, you'll say, "I didn't expect this." But you did. You just hoped for the best instead of stopping it. Let me explain what real kindness is. It isn't foolish. It isn't weak. And it's not a doormat for others to wipe their feet on. Real kindness is smart. It understands when to leave. It understands when to let go. It understands when to say no to keep itself safe. Because if you don't guard your kindness, you ruin it. What began as noble becomes a joke. What was once kindness turns into helping bad behavior. What started as love turns into slow poison. You need to know how to show kindness with strength. Forgive only when it's right, and help others wisely. And the cruelest part? You'll keep feeling bad for protecting yourself, even when your safety is at stake, even as they cheat, steal, or betray you. You'll feel guilty just for refusing. But you must refuse, because they use your guilt against you, because overthinking traps you in your own mind. The world won't praise you for hurting yourself to help others. It will just demand more from you. So, stop bragging about how much pain you can handle. Instead, take pride in how well you guard your own well-being. That's the highest form of goodness. Not fake strength disguised as kindness, but real power guided by a good heart. The kind ones must learn to be strong, because only the strong can decide what peace looks like. Only the strong can keep the innocent safe. Only the strong and fearless can stand up to evil and stop it. You believe the world calls for more goodness? Yes, but not the goodness that can't stand firm. It calls for those who can fight, but choose peace. Those who have courage to leave a fight, not from fear, but because they have better paths. Be someone who stops justifying those who hurt you, who stops bad things early before they get worse. Be someone so good that people respect you, because you don't give your kindness away too easily. Only then will your kindness truly matter, not just to others, but to you too. Because if your kindness won't protect itself, it's not real kindness anymore. It's slavery in a saint's costume. You weren't made to suffer for others, you were made to be free.